Well, hi, welcome to Minnesota Camper. I'm John. Super excited about today's topic because this is one that we get a lot. The warranty, very important on a camper, right? Because the one thing I would always tell a customer is the only thing I can promise you about your RV is you'll use your warranty. That's a sad reality, but it is a reality. It doesn't matter how much you spend, where you buy it, or what you buy, you will use your warranty. These are all man-made products. Now, it doesn't mean they're all made the same. And I know, of course, here at Hilltop, we think we've got better quality products than others. And we've got people that can tell you why about that and other videos for that. But what's important to know is you will use your warranty. And don't think just because you got a new camper, you won't. It's not like buying a car. I always feel like buying a car, you put 100,000 miles on the car and you get this 100,000 mile warranty. To me, it says, okay, because nothing's going to go wrong the first 100,000 miles. That's why I get the 100,000 mile warranty. It's almost the opposite on campers. It's like that first or second time we always tell you to keep it close because that's when you're most likely to have this or that going on. We're going to inspect it. The factory inspects it. Hopefully the dealership, if you buy it at a different place, hopefully they're inspecting it. But there's nothing like that first test going down the road. So some things are going to happen. I always tell folks, unless it's life and death, don't let it ruin your camping trip. Just make a list, bring it back to us or bring it back to the dealership or whatever, whoever give you your warranty. Let them take care of it once your camping is done. Enjoy the camping in the meantime, kind of thing. But the question is, what are warranties? Do I get the extended warranties? A big question. And for this topic, I bring in my expert. He is our business manager in our Fridley office at Hilltop Camper and RV. He is Dustin Taylor. Hi, Dustin. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing good. And this is I don't know if this is a favorite topic of yours or not. I know you like to protect the customer, but at the same time, it's one of those that as much as we're going to have this conversation, I know there are a lot of question marks and generalities that are tough to be general on about this topic, right?
Correct.
So tell me about let's start with all warranties being the same. Are they all the same?
That's a very good question. I don't want to talk bad about other extended service contract companies, but they are not all the same. It's very important that if you do get an extended service contract, that you get it from a reputable company, that you get it from, a place that's going to stand behind the product. Because like you mentioned earlier, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when something might break down. And having a good policy, just like car insurance or anything like that, it depends on the company you have it from.
When we talk about the extended warranty, and of course, a lot of folks are going to be able to get the factory warranty if they're especially buying the new camper, of course. Sometimes you get the factory warranty extended on certain brands. They'll extend it for one time or maybe even more sometimes. Are there big differences between those factory warranties and those extended warranties? Or again, does it kind of depend on which one you get?
That's a very good question. I know on the car side, like with Chevy, Ford, you're able to get that manufacturer's warranty and put it out for a longer period of time. On the camper side, there is not one company that turns around and does a longer warranty on their factory warranty. So that would be a second market where you're kind of getting an extended service contract. So the company that Hilltop uses is the only company that is actually endorsed by the RVDA.
So keeping in mind for our viewers that you are indeed you're coming from the perspective, we are talking to the guy that sells the warranty. Okay, there is that. But I know Dustin has 20 years plus of this business, over 10 years at Hilltop. And you mentioned the car industry. You were in the car industry and dealing with those warranties as well. So a guy with great knowledge, great expertise, and a great heart. So he's always looking out for the customer. Keeping all that in mind, I'm sitting at your desk. You're talking to me about this extended warranty. Or again, you could be at another dealership. As you're sitting across from somebody trying to sell you an extended warranty, what are some of the things you need to consider about getting the extended warranty? Because I think we'd all like to have it. But of course, the big question is cost, right? It costs a lot of money. And so I really need it. What are we thinking about when we're considering that?
Well, and one thing I want to start off right off the bat, we have to be careful of our terminology. So when you do say extended warranty, you are saying that the warranty from the manufacturer is extending out. So the proper verbiage in this situation would be an extended service contract.
There you go.
Because when you turn around and say the word warranty, you are turning around and implicating, like for us, Jayco, or, Alliance or anything out there, when you say warranty, that you're extending out the warranty of the manufacturer. So we're actually doing an extended service contract. And the cost, it varies. If you're looking at a travel trailer that's $10,000 or $15,000, that's going to have a different cost than an extended service contract on a camper that is $50,000, $70,000, or $100,000. And there's different variances, whether or not you do, 24 months, 48 months, whether or not you do a $100 deductible, a $200 deductible. But there are different costs that pertains to what the camper has and the value of the camper.
And how does this differ from insurance?
Well, the good thing is on the extended service contract that I like a lot is if you do get it, no matter how many times you use it, unlike your insurance on your car or your house, if you had to file a claim, this premium can never be raised on you and it can never be turned down on you. So for instance, and I hope this never happens to anybody, but let's say the fridge went out and for some reason 4 months later that fridge goes out again. Well, fridges can be anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. No matter what happens, you are going to get a new fridge if it is a covered component.
And when we look at getting these extended service contracts, then what is this doing for us? What kind of services are we getting, and what kind of peace of mind are we getting with this?
Well, the biggest thing that you have in these campers is you just have a lot of moving components and you have electronics. And the picture that I like to paint is just like if you had a cabin up north. If you shut everything down for 6 months and then you go up there and turn everything back on, would you be surprised if your fridge didn't work or your air conditioner didn't work? Now you turn around and take a camper and you put it on wheels and bounce it down the road. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way to make it simple is 100% your refrigerator, your slide outs, your AC unit, your heating unit, basically anything that power goes to that is a major appliance is going to be covered under the extended service contract.
That's with all extended service contracts, or
that's with pretty much all extended service contracts. Now, I don't want to speak as far as with the competitors out there where their gray areas might be, but I know with our extended service contract company that we use, if it makes sense, it's covered. There's not normally a gray area. For instance, the only time that I've had situations where a customer thought something should be covered that wasn't was like a shower curtain. It sounds funny, but sometimes people think, okay, when I get this extended service contract from this end to this end, whatever happens, I'm taken care of. And there are situations where not everything is covered, and that's to keep the cost down and everything. But, like the big ticket items, like the refrigerator, the slide outs, your PC boards that cover everything in the camper or run everything in the camper, those are the things that are not questionable items.
Okay. The other thing about extended service contracts too, if I'm not mistaken, they may offer some abilities for some remote service that maybe your dealer doesn't offer. Is that true?
Yeah, very true. So good point. So like with the company that we use, you have roadside assistance. So this even covers the truck towing the camper. So if it breaks down while pulling the camper, they will come out in there and tow it. I believe the cap ratio on that is about $1,000 per tow. But like I tell people or explain to people, hey, if you end up being towed and it's a long ways and it ends up costing $2,000, well, aren't you happy the $1,000 was covered? So also with our extended service contract that we use, you have an RV technician to talk to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I do explain that doesn't mean they're going to fix the problem, but they might be able to walk you through the problem. And then you have a concierge service. So there's a lot of things that come with this company that makes the camping spot pleasurable and not so much of a nuisance. And then with the company that we do use, it's a one number that you call and you're prompted with everything that's out there for service.
What's a situation where you might look at it and you go, you don't really need the extended service contract? Or maybe there are cases where you can't even get one, where it's not an option.
What's nice about the company we use is you can go back 13 model years. So that keeps you at, where you're situated and you can be covered. In the areas, it's kind of like playing roulette in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's betting on a number, and if that number hits, you win a whole lot. If it doesn't hit, then you're fine. I mean, I compare an extended service contract to like having a spare tire in your vehicle. I wouldn't drive to California right now without a spare tire. And I haven't had a knock on wood, I haven't had a situation where I've blown tires, but in the same essence, I wouldn't be stuck on the road without that. So it comes up to a customer and what they feel comfortable with. I do hear sometimes like, oh, I would never get this. That's a profitable situation for the dealership. But at the end of the day, these do pay claims. And when a refrigerator can cost over $3,000 to replace and shop times at $180 for the shop, I mean, just one day in the shop could be an $1,800 bill just for labor.
And people don't understand, by the way, let's be clear, you have a good expertise too on placing bets in Las Vegas casinos, but
that's why I'm working all the time.
People are going to be alarmed too. They're going to go $3,000 for a refrigerator in an RV. How's that even possible? But what they don't consider is the labor that needs to go into it sometimes to get access to those refrigerators, get them in, get them out.
Well, the other thing is too, and me coming from the car side and then coming here, and then when I saw what the cost of stuff was at first, I was like, oh my God, why is that? But then once it got explained to me, it made sense. That fridge that's in your house, you normally can't put that in a camper and send it bouncing down the road and freeze it and then unfreeze it. So these refrigerators that are put in these campers, they're industrial strength refrigerators. So they come with a different price tag. But also too, just like you said, that fridge that's right there, well, the paneling has to be taken off and then pulled out and then rewired and put back in. So it's not as simple as just pulling out the fridge like you can at your house and just plugging in another one.
This is Dustin, our business manager in our Fridley store at Hilltop Camper and RV. Just a couple more questions for Dustin before we let him go. If we're taking a look at that extended service agreement, we're sitting across from your desk the day that we buy this RV. Can we say, we really don't have the money right now, or whatever reason you don't want to do it? Can I get it 3 months from now?
That's a very good question. If it's a used camper, if you get it 3 months from now, we have to reinspect the camper just to make sure that there is no underlying issues, just like an insurance policy or anything like that. If it is a brand new camper and it's still under warranty, under the factory warranty, then yes, you can do it at a later time. But what I like to explain to people is, in this world we kind of live in, is normally costs don't go down, they go up. So by getting it now, you're grandfathered in, whatever happens to the insurance policy, as far as costs and stuff like that, it's not going to affect you because you're in. So also too, with us, we do have other plans out there. So if it was a money situation, or you're just like, hey, I don't want to put this into my financing, or hey, I don't want to put it on a credit card, we do have zero interest for these extended service contracts in different ratios that make it very affordable for the customer.
By the way, you see the scroll at the bottom talking about extended warranty. Remember, it's extended service contracts, and that's why I bring the experts on. And you do want somebody like Dustin sitting across from you when you make that purchase, because he is as buttoned up as A, it gets, and B, it really should be, because he's strictly restricted by the state and what he can do, what he can say, how he can respond to your questions. And I know nobody's more buttoned up in that area than Dustin. Final question for you, Dustin. You're looking to sell your camper or trade in your camper. You've got that extended service agreement. You've only used about 3 months of it or 6 months of it, or whatever the case may be. There's a refund available too that many people might not be aware of.
Well, there's actually a couple different avenues for you in this situation. Number one, it gets prorated back to you. So what's nice about the extended service contract, no matter how much of it you've used as far as service and bills, it gets prorated back to you by time, not by how many claims you've had. So for instance, let's just use 3 years, for example, and you had it for a year. You're going to get 2 years prorated back to you, no matter if you've replaced a fridge, a slide out, or anything like that. So you're going to be completely taken care of there. Another thing is when COVID did hit, a lot of people did sell their own campers because there was a great market out there for it. The extended service contract, I want to say majority of them went with the person that they sold it to. So when the person was selling the camper, they explained, hey, I have this service contract. If you buy the camper from me and want this, this is the price. Or if you want to take your chances, and if something breaks, I'll sell it to you at this price. People that do camp do understand that, the options that or situations that could happen. So long story short, a lot of people turned around and just, when selling it to the customer, had the extended service contract. What I do for our customers too, is if, they don't want to explain the service contract or they don't know how to explain it, I have them just reach out to me and I'll talk to the person that's potentially buying their camper and explain the benefit of having it. And then also too, sometimes customers like that too, because if something later on were to happen to the camper, you don't have someone coming back at you trying to say, hey, you sold me something shady or, this or this, just the world we kind of live in. So.
Cool. Great information, Dustin. Thank you. We'll see you down the road. We got lots of questions for you on other topics when it comes to buying a camper. Thank you, Dustin.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. That is Dustin Taylor. He is our business manager at our Fridley store at Hilltop Camper and RV. And of course, we'd love to see you at Hilltop Camper and RV and take advantage of all the great deals. Of course, if you buy one this winter, we'll even store it for you for free and have it ready for you when that first Minnesota nice spring day comes along and you can take it out. My name is John. This has been Minnesota Camper. And again, it's an extended service agreement. We got that right. We'll see you next time on Minnesota Camper from Hilltop Camper and RV. Thanks for watching Minnesota Camper. We hope you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. We want to be a resource for you for everything to do with Minnesota camping. Yes, we want to help you figure out how to buy an RV, what the best process is to go through with that. We'll even tell you some of the downfalls, some things you got to watch out for. But at the same time, we want to talk about other things too. We want to talk about maybe the cool campsites to check out or what's going on in the resort towns that you might be going to on the holiday weekend, or games to play at the campsite, or food to cook at the campsite, or how to maintain your RV. All these kinds of ideas. We want to be a good research source for you. So we hope you like and subscribe. We hope that you give us your input. We thank you for watching Minnesota Camper from Hilltop Camper and RV.